the Cricket World Cup. It sprung some surprises. Few of the teams we termed as favourites, like defending champions England, are struggling at the bottom of the points table. And some teams whom we thought might choke have taken a chokehold of all of the opponents. I'm talking about South Africa. The squad may have had a blip in the tournament when they lost to Netherlands, and many of us probably thought the past may have just caught up. With this side, once again, the past of stumbling in World Cup events, of faltering at the big stage. But they have proved us wrong, and they are doing so in an emphatic manner of stamping their class and authority on every team that they are facing, like they did with Bangladesh last night. They first reduced the Bangladesh bowling unit to a club side. The assault was devastating, and there was a barrage of boundaries and sixes. Then they wreaked havoc on the batting, with only Mahmadullah standing his ground, waging a lone battle in a fight that had already a winner. There is always a lot of talk about South Africa's bowlers. The cricket nation boasts of a long line of searing fast bowlers who have been instrumental in their team's rise in the sport, like Sean Pollock, Alan Donald, Lance Klusener, Dale Steyn, Makaya Ntini, Jacques Kallis, Morne Morkel, to now Kagiso Rabada, Heinrich. The list is envious and long. But this new South African outfit is redefining that trend. This year and at this World Cup, they have made their impact with the bat. The batters have stood up and said, we can outbat any side. South Africa has 4 380-plus totals in ODIs in 2023, the joint most by any team in a calendar year, equaling the 4 that they themselves had in 2015. South Africa has 7 consecutive 300-plus totals batting first in ODIs, longest streak for any team. As South Africa's scoring rate in the death overs in ODIs in 2023 is 10.58, highest run rate by any side in a calendar year since 2002 for a minimum of 10 innings. Now, the strategy is simple: bat the opposition out of the contest and then bring in the intimidating Rabada and crew to finish off the job. And that's what numbers confirm too. Now, this is the list of teams that win matches batting first and with margins of more than 100 runs. South Africa tops that list there for the year 2023. The other teams who are there with the margin of more than 100-plus wins for that calendar year: Pakistan, Sri Lanka, South Africa themselves in the year 2015, and Australia in 2007. Basically, what this says is that absolutely no team has come close to South Africa's record this year of batting the opposition out of the game. So who are the destroyers-in-chief of this mission? We will have to put this man's name up first. The biggest question every cricketer always asks himself or herself is just, when do you call it quits? How do you know this should be your last? Because the ultimate dream is to go out on a high. The perfect adieu and goodbye. And what a script that is proving to be for Quinton de Kock. He announced that this will be his last ODI World Cup. He's retiring from this format, and boy, is he making absolutely sure that he will dominate this World Cup and make it his very own. 174 against Bangladesh last night was the highest score by a wicketkeeper in men's ODI World Cup, beating Adam Gilchrist's 149 in 2007. He has the most 150-plus scores in ODIs by a wicketkeeper, and it's also the second highest for a South African batter in this format. Hashim Amla's 4 is the highest. He's unstoppable, and when it comes to ODI World Cups especially. Top individual scores for South Africa here at the World Cup alone. You have Gary Kirsten there sitting at the top, unbeaten, 188 in 1996, still stands, but Quinton has snuck up into second position with that knock last night, overtaking the likes of A.B. de Villiers and Hashim Amla. And when we interacted with Gary Kirsten himself just a few days ago, he spoke about the very powerful South African batting lineup and Quinton de Kock in particular.
Yeah, I think they're probably one batter short in my view. Like, they do rely on the top 6 to be firing. Jansen for me is, I'm not sure he's ready to be a number 7, maybe a number 8. But saying that, I think that batting lineup, if it gets going, you know, they're capable of doing a lot of damage to teams because they're all quality batsmen and they score quickly. So my guess would be that, you know, there's no reason why they can't, not all of them, but certainly a few of them have big tournaments. Quinton's already shown that. I mean, they've got a massive game on Saturday against England. You know, England have to win it. South Africa don't have to win it, but they, you know, they don't want to want to go into a place where they start losing those kind of games. So it's a massive game against two quality teams, and it'll be interesting to see, how those top players stand up in that situation, because I think that's what's going to be required.
Well, he, of course, is referring to the last match, and true to his words, they lived up to it and pulverized England. And his character too, which I'm speaking of Quinton de Kock, is quite like his batting, feisty and daunting. Quinton has taken centre stage in many controversies, from tiffs in the dressing room to refusing to kneel in a 2021 match in support of the Black Lives Matter movement that South Africa cricket team endorsed, to not informing his skipper Themba Bavuma about retiring from Test cricket. Quinton is surely a handful, but somehow this combination is working. The team is rallying together to produce quality cricket and results, and keeping the personalities out of it. Keeping some of the differences aside as well, if the top order is all about the fire, the middle order with Heinrich, Klaasen and company is all about the calm. Known as the MS Dhoni of South Africa, Klaasen has worked on his patience while out in the middle, and that's proving to be a deadly combination to his batting flair. We chatted with Heinrich as well before the tournament began about his batting and how being calm out there is crucial for him.
I would say definitely I'm calm. I think MS is a very special calm. Doesn't look like he gets faced by any pressure situation. Pressure still gets to us. We're normal human beings. But I think in my career, I'm definitely a calm. I like those pressure situations. And pressure will always find you where I bat. So in the middle order, there's always pressure, different situations. And it's a great challenge, to be fair. Every day is a new day and a new challenge.
And we have just highlighted the two top scorers for South Africa in the tournament so far. If you scratch the surface, Rassie van der Dussen, Aiden Markram, David Miller, all led ably by Themba Bavuma too, pad up the intimidating batting lineup. The best in this World Cup so far. There's this long association of aliens being little green men. Well, going by the way they are hitting some of these out of the park, these green men are surely out of this world. It's the dream of every cricketer. The ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams. Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.